In a crisis, the most dangerous thing is to be remembered. While everyone around becomes a target, I will show you how to become completely invisible, moving through chaos so that no one even remembers you were there. Many believe that being a gray person is simply about wearing ordinary clothes. They are mistaken, and this mistake could lead them to become victims, to be robbed, or worse, to suffer when society begins to collapse. Welcome to the Survival in the Bunker program. I will teach you 7 rules to become a true gray man. These are advanced tactics that surpass anything anyone has ever told you. At the end of this video, you will learn how to move through hostile territories unnoticed, even amidst chaos. This is not theory. These are practical techniques used by intelligence operators, security specialists, and people who have experienced real civil unrest. Rule number 7 is what distinguishes newcomers from professionals, and most trained people have never heard of it. Let's break it down. So, what is a gray man? It is the ability to completely blend in with the environment to avoid any reaction from the people around. You do not raise suspicion. You are uninteresting, not a threat. You are background noise, easily forgotten. In a post-apocalyptic situation, civil unrest, or economic collapse, standing out means becoming a target. If you look prepared, you attract the attention of desperate people. If you look wealthy, you become a target for criminals. If you look weak, you become prey for predators. The gray man does not fit either of these definitions. You fade into the background, remaining fully aware and able to defend yourself if necessary. Most materials on preparation focus on what equipment to buy. I will teach you something more valuable: how to become invisible. This is operational security at the highest level. Here are 7 rules that will help you survive when everyone else makes fatal mistakes. Rule number 1. Establish your baseline before you start moving. The baseline is what is considered normal in a specific environment at a certain time. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. If you make a mistake in this, the other 6 rules will not save you. The basic level depends on the context. What is normal at the beach will not be normal in a business district. What is normal during the day will not be the same at 2 in the morning. What is considered normal in rural Texas differs from norms in downtown Manhattan. Before entering any new place, a neighborhood, store, or crowd, you must stop and observe. Not just look, but analyze. What are people wearing? Pay attention not only to the type of clothing, but also to colors, styles, and condition. Is the clothing new or worn? Bright or muted? Branded or ordinary? How do people move? Quickly or slowly? Purposefully or wandering aimlessly? Relaxed or tense? Are they in groups or alone? What is the noise level? Are people talking, shouting, or silent? What is the emotional atmosphere? Calmness, nervousness, anger, fear. This is what is usually overlooked. Basic norms change very quickly during a crisis. What was considered normal yesterday can stand out today. During civil unrest, wearing a suit can make you a target, as everyone else is dressed in casual clothing. If you have an expensive bag on hand, it may signal that you have valuable items. A person trying to remain inconspicuous constantly reevaluates these basic norms as the situation changes. Let me give a real example. During the protests of 2020, wearing black clothing allowed some to blend in with the protesters in certain cities, while in others, it marked you as a provocateur and made you a target for both the police and counter-protesters. Identical clothing, opposite effect, because the foundation was different. Your task is to match this foundation so precisely that you become part of the environment, not to differ slightly, not to be close, to be identical to the statistical average of what people around you do. This requires humility. You may not like baseball caps, but if everyone wears them, you wear one too. You may like tactical pants, but if everyone is in jeans, you choose jeans. Ego kills. Basic norms help you survive. Before entering a new area, spend 5 to 10 minutes observing from a distance. Observe how people dress, move, and behave, and then precisely adapt to it. Rule number 2. Eliminate all possible triggers. Your brain has a system called the Reticular Activating System, or RAS for short. This is a filter that determines which information captures your attention and which is ignored. Without this filter, you would experience sensory overload from thousands of signals coming in every second. RAS is designed to detect anomalies, things that are different, unusual, or potentially threatening. You have probably experienced this already. You are at a crowded party, having a conversation, filtering out the background noise, and suddenly, someone from afar calls your name. Instantly, your RAS activates. This word was important, so it breaks the filter. As a person striving to remain unnoticed, your goal is to never activate anyone's RS. You want to be background noise that gets filtered out, not an anomaly that attracts attention. This is what activates RS and makes you memorable. Logos and branding. A weapon manufacturer's logo on your clothing tells everyone that you probably have a firearm. This is a stimulus. Your brain immediately classifies you as a person with a weapon. During a crisis, you have just made yourself a target. Remove all logos. No brand names, slogans, or identifying marks. Music. Dress in simple clothing of calm tones. Gray, beige, dark blue, black, depending on your base. Tactical gear in a civilian setting. Paracord bracelets, patches, size 5'11" pants. Military boots, operator hats. All of it screams, "I am ready," or "I have training." You just made it clear to everyone that you are a valuable target. New or expensive items in a deteriorating environment. If society is collapsing and everyone looks unkempt, your new shoes and pristine backpack will set you apart as someone with resources. If everyone is dressed in dark tones and you are in bright white, you attract attention. If everyone is in casual clothes and you are in a formal suit, it will also attract attention. Emblems of the military or law enforcement. Even if you served, it's best not to flaunt it in a crisis situation. Veterans caps, unit patches, flags with a thin blue line. All this creates instant impressions and can make you a target for anti-establishment sentiments. Political or ideological symbols, such as patches with the American flag, Gadsden flags, or stickers featuring politicians, instantly convey your beliefs and create division. You need to remain anonymous, not taking anyone's side. Reflective or shiny materials, anything that catches the light, attracts attention. Watches, jewelry, metal buckles, reflective strips on clothing. All of this can spark interest. Unusual scents, such as strong perfumes, gun cleaning solvent, campfire smoke, gasoline, can also attract attention. You want your scent to be neutral or match the surroundings. Visible weapons or items resembling weapons. Even if you legally carry concealed weapons, their outlines showing through clothing or obvious knife clips attract attention. People notice and remember it. That's the harsh truth. Everything you wear or carry sends a signal. Your task is to send only one signal. Nothing interesting. Review every item on yourself. Does it attract interest? If so, remove it or hide it completely. The gray man is a chameleon, unremarkable, instantly forgettable, never someone anyone will remember. Rule number 3, control your eyes and body language. This is what many do not understand. They focus on clothing and ignore the most dangerous signal, how you move and where you look. Your body language speaks more about you than anything you wear. Establishing eye contact. Avoid him completely. The moment you make direct eye contact with someone, you create a connection. They remember you. You have captured their attention. Notice how people move through the crowd at ordinary times. Most glance briefly but do not hold their gaze. This is your base. In crisis situations, eye contact can be interpreted as aggression or weakness, depending on the context. In any case, you have drawn attention to yourself. Keep your eyes constantly moving, but never fixate on anyone's gaze. If accidental eye contact occurs, look away immediately and casually, without showing fear or aggression. Use peripheral vision. This is a skill that needs to be trained. You can notice threats and assess the situation without revealing that you are observing. Like on patrol, the position of the head matters. Constantly turning your head, as if conducting a tactical scan, signals that you are searching for threats, indicating that you expect them, may be dangerous, or have something worth protecting. Instead, use natural head movements. Turn your head when it feels natural. Looking at a road sign, checking traffic, glancing at a shop window. Use reflections in windows and car mirrors to keep an eye on what's happening behind you without turning around. Step and rhythm. Most people do not think about how they walk. The gray man thinks about it. Walk at the same pace as the people around you, not faster. That signals haste or fear. Not slower. That indicates you are observing or confused. Synchronize your rhythm with the crowd. If people are strolling, you stroll too. If they walk with purpose, walk with purpose. The length of the stride, posture, and hand movements should match the overall background. A military march stands out. A sporty gait also catches the eye. An uncertain walk is noticeable. Posture says a lot. Straighten back, shoulders back, chin up. This confident posture, possibly with a military or police nuance, suggests you are capable of violence. A slouched posture, lowered head, hands in pockets. This indicates you are a victim, an easy target. The gray man maintains a neutral, relaxed posture, neither aggressive nor submissive, relaxed but not careless, alert yet not tense. The position of the hands. Never keep a hand close to concealed weapons. This is an unconscious habit characteristic of prepared people, and other prepared people notice it. Keep your hands visible and in a natural position. Finding hands in pockets from time to time is acceptable if it fits the overall background, but keeping hands in pockets constantly may signal that you are hiding something or are nervous. Facial expressions. Your face should express a slight neutral satisfaction. Don't smile. It would be unusual in a tense situation. Don't frown. It looks aggressive. Don't have a blank expression. It causes discomfort. Think about what your face looks like when you're considering what to make for dinner. Reaction to threats. It is critically important when something alarming happens. Gunshots, explosions, screams. Ordinary people react in two ways. They freeze in shock or look towards the source of the sound. Prepared people do neither. They immediately take cover, assessing the threat from a protected position. If you want to blend in with the crowd, you must react like unprepared people, with brief shock and confusion, looking around to see what others are doing. Yes, it contradicts your training, but if you immediately fall and take cover at the sound of gunfire, you just showed everyone that you have tactical training. The gray man takes a bit more risk to remain unseen. You cannot be gray if you act like an operator. Rule number 4. Master control over conversation and the verbal tactics of the gray man. Becoming invisible is not just physical, but verbal. The words you use, the manner of your speech, and the information you share all affect how memorable you are. Avoid conversations when possible. Every interaction creates a memory. The more you talk, the more impressions you leave, and the more memorable you become. If someone tries to start a conversation with you, asking for directions, making small talk, or trying to get information, you need exit strategies that won't raise suspicion. Use vague, boring responses. Music. I'm not local. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Excuse me, I'm not sure, but good luck. These responses are polite but lack information and naturally end the conversation. If you need to engage in dialogue, use strategic indifference. Let's keep it general, unmemorable responses. Don't share personal details, specific places, opinions, or plans. Question: where are you headed? Bad answer. Music. I am going to my sister's on Maple Street for shopping. Good answer. Just running errands. Avoid showing competence. Don't give advice. Don't correct misinformation. Don't show your knowledge. If someone says, I heard that there is still water at the store on 5th Street, do not reply, actually, that store was robbed yesterday. It's better to go to 3rd Street. You just showed that you have current information about the area. People remember this. Oh, interesting. Thanks for the information. Thanks for mimic the manner of speech. People trust and ignore those who speak like them. If your communication style is informal, do not speak formally. If people speak slowly, do not speak quickly. Match the level of vocabulary, accent, and pace. Never discuss readiness, weapons, tactics, or survival. Even if someone brings up the topic, just act simple. Oh, I don't know much about such things. Yes, I probably should be more prepared. I've never thought about it. People remember those who are prepared, those passionate about weapons, those who are tactically minded. They are not remembered by those who do not care. Avoid strong opinions on any issues, politics, religion, world events. Having strong opinions makes you memorable and potentially creates enemies. I don't really follow politics. I'm not up to date with the news. I try to stay away from it. Indifference is unnoticed. Passion is remembered. Strategic deafness. Sometimes the best response is to not respond. If someone asks a persistent question, you can pretend not to hear, look distracted, or simply ignore it and keep moving. People will think you didn't hear or weren't paying attention, rather than that you intentionally ignored them. Never use jargon or technical language. Military terms. Tactical expressions. Specific vocabulary for the prepared. All of this reveals your readiness. Do not speak of situational awareness or SHTF, grayman, or bug out. Speak like an ordinary, unprepared person. The verbal grayman speaks as little as possible, and what he says is boring, vague, and quickly forgotten. Rule number 5. Master Adaptive Grayman tactics for changing conditions. This is where beginners fail. They teach a Grayman setup and think that's all. Clothing that makes you invisible in one environment can become a target in another. The true Grayman wears adaptive options and changes appearance depending on the surroundings. A system of layered clothing. You need the ability to quickly change your appearance. Reversible jackets, layers that can be added or removed, items that alter your silhouette. In 30 seconds, you should be able to transition from the look of an office worker to that of a warehouse worker. How? With removable outer layers in different styles. A button-up shirt over a simple t-shirt. Take off the shirt, put it in a bag. You have completely changed your appearance. Use adaptive accessories. A baseball cap significantly alters your profile. Wear it or take it off, and you look different. Reading glasses, even without prescription, drastically change your appearance. Depending on whether you wear them or not, you become a completely different person. A light jacket completely alters your silhouette and color palette. These items are compact, easy to pack, and allow you to change your appearance depending on the new conditions you encounter. The problem with bags. Carrying a bag marks you as a mobile person, possibly on the move, possibly with valuable items. In some places, everyone has bags, while in others, no one does. The solution, a bag that can be packed. A lightweight bag that folds into a pocket. Use it when your situation requires a bag, and put it away in your pocket when it doesn't. The type of bag you choose is important. A tactical backpack indicates readiness. A laptop bag reveals an office worker. A sports bag is associated with an active lifestyle. Consider your transportation. Your car can undermine your gray man status. Bumper stickers, decals on windows, modifications. Even the level of cleanliness sends signals. In a crisis situation, when most cars are dirty and worn, a clean car stands out. In a good neighborhood, a beaten-up car raises suspicions. The car of the gray man must be absolutely average for its surroundings. No stickers, no modifications, no highlighting. If you need to pass through different areas, remove any identifiers. A magnetic sticker or removable decal can instantly change the message of your car. Adaptations for day and night. Conditions change drastically between day and night. What blends in during the day may stand out at night. At night in the city, people are either returning from work, going to bars, or clearly homeless. Your clothing must fit one of these categories. At night in residential areas, simply being outside raises suspicions unless you are returning from somewhere with a work bag and dressed accordingly. The gray man knows when it makes sense to be in certain places. Movement between socioeconomic zones. This is critically important and rarely discussed. Transitioning from a wealthy area to a poor one, or vice versa, requires adapting one's appearance. Wearing expensive clothes in a poor area makes you a target. Wearing cheap clothes in a wealthy area raises suspicions. If you need to pass through different socioeconomic zones, plan changes to your appearance at the borders. Find a secluded place, a gas station, restroom, parking lot, garage, alley, and change your look. Remove or add layers. Change your bag. Adjust your overall presentation to align with where you are going, not where you came from. Cultural and regional adaptations. Different regions have different norms. Rural and urban areas, South and North, Coast and Midwest. What is ordinary everyday clothing in Texas will not be the norm in New York. Grayman studies regional norms before the trip. Adaptations to the progression of the crisis. As the crisis deepens, the baseline changes. On the first day of the disaster, people still look relatively normal. On the seventh day, everyone looks unkempt, dirty, and exhausted. If you appear fresh and clean on the seventh day, you stand out. Grayman consciously allows his appearance to deteriorate along with the environment. This means that he does not wash his clothes every day, allows his beard to grow in accordance with his surroundings, and accepts dirt and wear at the same pace as the environment. This is difficult for prepared people. You can remain clean, but it makes you memorable. The main rule of adaptation: always align with your current environment, not the starting point or end goal. Rule number 6. Develop the inner mindset of a gray man, a mental discipline that no one teaches. The physical gray man is external, while the mental gray man is internal. Both are necessary. Emotional control. Under stress. A crisis triggers strong emotions: fear, anger, panic. These emotions alter your body language, facial expressions, and decision-making. Grayman maintains emotional neutrality regardless of internal state. You just heard gunshots. Inside, your heart pounds. Adrenaline surges. Outside, you appear slightly worried, like everyone else, moving with tactical precision. This is mental discipline, feeling fear inside while radiating calmness outside. Awareness of the situation without appearing informed. You are constantly looking for threats. You notice everything. You have identified exits, shelters, potential threats, and evacuation routes, but you look as if you are just idling, perhaps a bit bored. This is advanced training. Your peripheral vision is working at its limits. You use reflections, listen to sounds, track movements, but your eyes do not dart around. Clearly, you are suppressing protective instincts. You see a woman in distress. Your instinct is to intervene. The gray man does not intervene unless there is a direct threat, because intervention makes you memorable and a potential target. It is a cold calculation. Your task is to survive and reach your destination. Playing the hero violates the gray man's protocol. You may hate this reality. I hate this reality. But reality doesn't care. Patience and restraint. Someone roughly pushes you, perhaps deliberately testing you. The instinct of a prepared fighter is to respond with controlled aggression to establish dominance. Grayman apologizes even if it wasn't his fault and leaves. You instantly de-escalate the situation. Pride can cost you your life. Ego helps you stand out. Decision-making under scrutiny. You are in a store. People are panic buying music. Do you act aggressively, stocking up, or pretend you need nothing? The gray man takes only what suits his current guise. Music. If you pretend to be unprepared, you won't be able to gather survival items. Perhaps you'll make several trips to different stores. Maybe you'll pretend to buy for someone else. Perhaps buy items that do not obviously indicate you are preparing for a crisis. Canned vegetables and rice are less noticeable than ready-made meal kits and water purification systems. Self-control in matters of competence. You know how to help. You have medical skills. Someone is injured, and those around make mistakes. The gray man does not offer his skills unless it is critical for his survival. Once you provide qualified medical assistance, you are remembered as someone who knows what they are doing. Now you become a resource that people will come to, a mental separation from others. It's harsh, but necessary. The gray man does not form attachments or commitments to strangers in a crisis situation. You do not join groups. You do not make friends. You do not promise help. Every relationship is a potential responsibility, making you memorable to more people. You are friendly, yet inconspicuous, polite, but distant. You help with small things but never become indispensable. Maintaining a mask under interrogation, someone begins to suspect. They ask persistent questions, checking your story. The gray man does not become defensive. He does not give too many details. He shows no nervousness. You respond boringly, with slight bewilderment, as to why they are asking these questions. You are slightly irritated by the interruption of the conversation, but you do not feel threatened. I'm just trying to get home, man. I don't know what you think is happening. Then you disengage and calmly walk away, not running. A basic mentality. You are an observer passing by, not a participant. You exist in the environment but are not a part of it. This mental setup allows you to instinctively make decisions like a gray man, rather than consciously analyzing each choice. Rule number 7. Mastery of operational deception. Advanced tactics used by professionals. This is what separates true practitioners of the gray man from amateurs who simply wear ordinary clothes. Strategic disinformation about direction and origin. If someone is watching your movement, they should not understand where you came from and where you are headed. The gray man uses unconventional routes, deliberate stops that disrupt the pattern, and false changes in direction. For example, you are heading home. Instead of going straight there, you pass by your street, stop at a random place for 5 minutes, and then return from the other side. Anyone tracking you will not be able to determine your true goal. False objects and planted information. If you are forced to engage in conversation or someone checks your bag, what they find must confirm a false profile. Keep items that support an ordinary legend, a receipt from a store in another area, a business card from an impersonal company, a shopping list with common goods. If someone checks bags or documents, these items will help you present yourself as an ordinary person engaged in everyday activities. It is necessary to prepare several images for different situations in advance. You should have 3 different profiles ready for use. Profile A is your typical appearance for your home area. Profile B is a professional or business style for corporate districts. Profile C is a working or casual style for industrial or underprivileged areas. Each profile includes specific clothing, bags, accessories, and backstory. When you need to move in different conditions, you change your profile depending on the situation, creating a false sense of vulnerability. Sometimes a slight vulnerability can protect you, as you do not appear as a threat or a high-value target. A slight limp, reading glasses, a visible first aid kit, all signal that you pose no danger and are unlikely to be robbed. This is a deliberate misdirection. You are capable, but you show that you are not. An act of a lost person. If you are asked or need to explain why you are in this area, the look of a lost or confused person provides an instant excuse. I'm looking for my sister's apartment. I thought it was on this street. My GPS is not working. Could you tell me how to get to the main road? Being lost explains any suspicious behavior. The wrong area, slow walking, looking around, hesitations, false documentation. In situations where you may be checked by authorities or organized groups, having regular documents will help avoid further questions. An old work ID from a faceless company, a library card, an expired gym membership card. These items look innocuous and support your legend as an ordinary citizen. Strategic concealment of resources. If you need to carry supplies, arrange them to look innocent. Water bottles in a gym bag with workout clothes, protein bars scattered in a bag with documents, a first aid kit in a small case labeled for diabetics. Nothing appears organized for survival. Everything has a mundane explanation. Awareness of counterintelligence without showing obvious interest. You check if you are being followed without revealing it. You stop to tie your shoelace, glancing back. Pretend to examine shop windows using reflections. Make a wrong turn and correct it, observing who accompanies you. Professional counterintelligence without a professional appearance. The exit strategy must always be pre-planned. Before entering any area, the gray man identifies the primary and secondary exits, emergency exits, and assembly points in safe zones along the route. But you should never explicitly explore them. You perceive the surroundings as if you are simply doing it naturally. The nuclear option is a complete change of appearance. In truly dangerous situations, it may be necessary to radically alter not only clothing but also overall looks. This includes a temporary change of hair color, different glasses, a changed gait, a different tone of voice, and accent. This is the level of skill in reconnaissance, and most people will not need it. But the awareness that such a possibility exists shows the depth of true gray man operations. This is the highest tactic. Use the security measures of your surroundings against observation. Surveillance cameras, checkpoints, patrol routes, all of this exists. A gray man uses them to blend into the surroundings rather than avoid them. Passing confidently through a checkpoint as if you belong there is less suspicious than trying to bypass it. Appearing on camera with dozens of others becomes less memorable than dodging the cameras. You hide in plain sight, using the system as camouflage. Before concluding, let's discuss the most common mistakes that ruin the status of a gray man. Here are the things I constantly observe in prepared people that completely negate the meaning of their actions. The first mistake: wearing one tactical item with regular clothing. You are in jeans and a t-shirt, but wearing a tactical belt, 511 boots, and a knife in your pocket. You think it's unnoticed, but it isn't. This one tactical detail sets you apart for anyone who knows what to look for. Either everything is in one style, or you've failed. Second mistake: obvious threat scanning. I see it all the time. The head turns, eyes darting. You check the corners and exits as if on patrol. You just told everyone you have training and expect trouble. Congratulations. Now you are the most interesting person in the room. Error 3. Traveling in obvious groups of prepared people. 3 men in their 40s, all in casual clothing that suddenly appears in earthy tones. All with similar bags, moving together with tactical spacing. You are a convoy. You stand out as a group. The gray man travels alone or with people who look like ordinary companions, family, casual friends, strangers, not a tactical team. Fourth mistake: overreacting to false alarms. The car rumbles. Everyone else barely notices. You instantly take a combat stance. You have just failed spectacularly. The gray man reacts like an unprepared civilian, even though his training suggests otherwise. Mistake number 5. Too perfect an appearance for the surroundings. The crisis has been ongoing for 3 days. Everyone looks tense, dirty, and exhausted. You look fresh, clean, and well-rested. Either you have a secure base with resources, or you are so detached from reality that you don't understand what is happening. In any case, you stand out. Error 6. Constant weapon checks. You involuntarily touch the hidden weapon to ensure it's in place, adjusting the holster and shifting your jacket for easier access. Every trained person notices this. You have just announced that you are armed, which may make some people more cautious and others more aggressive. Mistake number 7 is demonstrating knowledge during casual conversations. Someone makes a tactical error in their preparation plan. You can't help but correct them, offering better advice. Now you are an experienced person, an expert. People remember experts. They turn to them for help when needed. Mistake number 8 is using your real car with easily recognizable features. Your truck has your company logo, a National Rifle Association sticker, veteran license plates, and tactical gear visible on the back seat. This vehicle has now become a permanent marker. Everyone who sees you will be able to identify, track, and remember where you are going. Each of these mistakes creates a memory, triggers stimuli, and marks you as different from others. Avoid them completely. These 7 rules are the foundation of the true methodology of the gray man. It's not just about clothing. It's a complete operational approach that allows you to move unnoticed in a hostile environment. Rule 1. Set basic parameters for each environment before moving. Rule 2. Eliminate all stimuli and triggers from your body. Rule 3. Completely control your eyes and body language. Rule 4. Master conversation control and the gray man tactic in words. Rule 5. Adapt your appearance to changing conditions. Rule 6. Develop the inner image of the gray man and psychological discipline. Rule 7. Master operational disinformation and advanced tactics. The gray man is not about fear or avoiding conflict. It is about control over when and where conflict occurs. You choose your battles, not letting them be imposed on you. You move through chaos unnoticed, reaching your goal while others are still arguing at checkpoints, becoming victims of robbery in troubled areas, or explaining their actions to hostile groups. The greatest victory is the battle that never happens because no one saw you as a target in the first place. Start practicing these skills now, in ordinary times. Test your ability to blend into different environments. See if you can move through the crowd and remain completely unnoticed. This is a skill that requires practice, not just knowledge. Which of these 7 rules surprises you the most? Write a comment. Are you already practicing the gray man tactics, or is this a new concept for you? Share your thoughts. Be prepared for complex situations that go beyond simple gear. The prepared not only survive, they thrive, remaining unnoticed until it's time to show danger. Stay gray, stay alive.